We've spoken of what voters think of the need for whether an India alliance should continue or not. Let's now look at what respondents in this India Today Mood of the Nation poll think about the performance of Rahul Gandhi as the leader of the opposition. Now, 49% think he's been good, 18% think he's average, 27% think he's bad. Now, important thing is, the number of people who think he's outstanding was 24% in the last poll, it's 25% now, so it's roughly where it was. Those who think he was good is 27% last time, 24% this time, so it's come down. And those who think he's poor has gone up from 24% to 27%. So marginal changes, but on the negative side for Rahul Gandhi's performance, and Rajdeep, in some ways inevitable given the three big defeats in Haryana, in Maharashtra and now in Delhi that the Congress party suffered on his watch.
My friend Rahul has always had some problem with his namesake Rahul Gandhi.
No, but Rahul should try harder. I just think Rahul should be more focused and more committed and try harder.
Look, at the end of the day, the Congress in Yashwant's poll is also getting about 20-21% of the popular vote. Rahul Gandhi is getting 25%, saying his performance is outstanding. So essentially, he is the number one leader within the Congress party, and to some extent within the opposition as well. That's not enough until you get new voters. You've got to convince the fence sitters, those outside your Congress echo chamber, that you are the right person to lead India. Let's take that. In fact, Ashutosh, Rajat Sethi, Manisha Priyam also joining us. You know, Rahul Gandhi is always a subject that intrigues people. He's been in politics now for 2 decades. Ashutosh, your quick first opinion on what you see in the India Today survey. Rahul Gandhi's numbers remain where they are more or less a few months ago. No dramatic change. How do you perceive it? Has Rahul not been able to lift himself outside the Congress's echo chambers?
See, Rajdeep, before I comment on what you asked, I hope that the anchors will not take my words rather badly. I know that Congress is the easiest soft box anybody can go and punch. Why we are talking about today Rahul Gandhi? The Rahul Gandhi is irrelevant. India Gadbandhan is nowhere to be seen. Blah, 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 everything. Now, look at, this is on the basis of 3 elections. Haryana elections, Delhi elections and Maharashtra elections. Haryana, yes, Congress has to be blamed. But do you remember how many seats Aam Aadmi Party was wanted from the Congress party? 10 to 12 seats. Which political party would have given them 10 to 12 seats? They were offered 5 seats. They refused to do that. They refused to accept. Now, I can understand that the Congress did not do well in Haryana, so they lost badly and they deserve to be condemned. What about Maharashtra? Your great friend Sharad Pawar, always treated as the greatest Chanakya this country has ever produced. The man who could not save his own party, and when Shiv Sena was broken, he said कि शिव सेना उद्धव ठाकरे तो बैठे बैठे देख रहे थे पार्टी नीचे से निकल गई शरद पवार के नीचे से भी पार्टी निकल गई. Now in Maharashtra, India alliance was intact, fought well in parliament election, fought well in assembly election, but despite that they lost so badly. Why Congress should be blamed for that? Why not Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray should also take the blame? Come to the Delhi. Now the Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal has gone to the Gujarat and said Congress cannot defeat BJP, so I am here to defeat. What happened in Delhi itself? They lost badly. So why the Congress should be blamed here in Delhi? Now I can understand the unease and the uncomfortable with a lot of journalists and a lot of people. Now the final question is either we accept the fact that there is some electoral problem in the system, that extra votes are added within 6 months in Maharashtra, that is something around 49 lakhs. Either we accept that narrative or we accept this narrative that the India alliance and the opposition has done nothing, they are good for nothing, they should be reviewed. Both the narrative cannot go on.
You're making an argument to suggest that we are misplaced in only targeting the Congress. Other allies of the India alliance must also take responsibility. Let's be honest, where I disagree, I don't think that the India alliance ran a very good campaign in Maharashtra this time. They made every mistake that they could. They were fighting amongst each other.
Even in Haryana, they were overconfident.
So yeah, that's right. Even in Haryana, at the end of the day, they could have found ways of accommodation and they were complacent. They thought they'd won the election. But Rajat Sethi, you want to respond to what Ashutosh is saying? That Rahul Gandhi becomes a punching bag every time things go wrong.
And the inherent insinuation in Ashutosh's argument, even though he didn't frame it as such, is that the problem's not with Rahul Gandhi, the problem's with the EVMs and the way the whole election system is designed. That's what we need to introspect. Rahul Gandhi is not doing as bad a job
and partly
as
with the
television
media.
pundits and the media would want to believe. Let Rajat Sethi respond to that.
The first thing is that you're passing the sort of responsibility away from the opposition to the system. Now, the problem here is 50 lakh is no small number. If you are an organization connected to the grassroots, you very well know block by block, booth by booth, what are those names who are being added into the electoral roll. Either you don't have that grassroots connect, then you come up with some data which you can challenge in the courts or challenge before the election commission. Have some tangible evidence before jumping to this conclusion that 40 lakh numbers were added. Even in Delhi, the only narrative that is going around, see, these narratives are good to tell your supporters, because Netaji kyun haar gaye? Netaji has to tell something to the supporters, right? So you can give this narrative, but you cannot have that discussion in an analysis show like this. See, the problem
is... But Rajat, the truth is, factually the truth is, in Maharashtra, in 5 months, more voters were added than in the previous 5 years. That the election commission has to clarify why.
No, but Rajdeep, when you go to the polling station next to your house, all the agents sitting there have a parcha which has your name and number written on it. They know where you stay. So if every party has a good sense of who the voters are and where they stay, why are all these geniuses in the India Alliance waking up now? When these 5 million voters were added, were they sleeping? Weren't they fighting an election? Didn't they know? Oh my God, in Sarojini Nagar, there were only 100 voters. Now there are 1,000. Who are these 900? And you've got people there on the ground. What were they doing?
No, you're right, and Rajat made that point. This should have all been... they should have sorted it out before the election. You have block level agents in every, you have booth level agents, you have block level officers, BLOs and BLAs. They should have been sorting this out, point taken. And I also don't think at this stage you can use it as an excuse and hold it solely responsible for your loss. I think part of the problem is there has been very little introspection. Manisha Priyam, the sense one gets, again in shows like this, the moment you talk about the opposition will find some excuse apart from itself. Do you believe that the opposition got carried away with what happened in June last year, strong performance, and has failed to build on this? Should they be blaming the election commission for what's gone wrong, or look inwards?
I do believe that we need to ask questions of election commission as citizens, as much as political parties, and much of the discussion has been very sensible, including Rahul Kamal saying at the end that booth level workers should have been more vigilant, and that they were not is a sign of exactly what I'm going to say, and which is that I would congratulate Rahul Gandhi for his popularity and for his being the outstanding leader of the Congress party. What does worry me is not just this election, not just that election. Arvind Kejriwal cannibalized the Congress relatively recently. What about states like Bihar, where Lalu Prasad Yadav cannibalized the Congress, you remained its second partner, did nothing to revive the party. And you kept on with images, camera images, jokes, photos. Where is the Rahul Gandhi who does the Padyatra for a Charana membership drive? All that I see is, what does Rahul Gandhi stand for? I now understand, I now know, and now believe that a lot of what he stands for, perhaps he believes in all good things, but I do not see him do any organization building. In Haryana itself, where it was very evident that there were at least 3 leaders fighting so much that it was apparent that there's something wrong, and he would not address the issue squarely. So if he is the leader, what keeps him from addressing his satraps, number one, and what prevents him? Nobody prevents him from going and doing a membership drive. Whether he wins or loses the elections, that's for another day. The second more important thing is something that I borrow from our friend Ashutosh, which is about the fact that it's not just Rahul Gandhi. In the Delhi elections, for example, it was Kejriwal's take to have won the elections. 3 of his important leaders had been behind bars. And the fact that when Arvind Kejriwal went behind bars, I did see a Sonia Gandhi usher in a Mrs. Sunita Kejriwal to a Ramlila Maidan rally. Remember, for Indians, a Ramlila Maidan rally is the sign of political opposition and change, Singhasan Khali Karo type of moments. But that moment is not capitalized by the Aam Aadmi Party. They do no fence building, mending, etc. What did it take Arvind Kejriwal to walk to the headquarters of the Congress, to walk to
If the opposition can't forge a united strategy, if after so many months having passed since November, they still don't know who is in charge of the Haryana leader of opposition, you can't blame Modi and Shah for it. You have to look within and see what is wrong in your inability to rebuild the party. You can keep blaming the system, Rajiv Kumar, the EC, the Home Ministry, the Delhi police, etc. But what is it that you've done to try and fix your own house? And is it in order? That is a very critical question. You say that and then they'll say, Bike hue hain, Godi hain, Modi hain, this, that. That's like absurd.